Hello, friends! Let me turn up the music a little bit. Macho's been doing a lot before Battlebots, but it's Battlebots time. I'm ready. Kristen, are you ready? Because we got an episode to recap last week, don't we? Yeah!
Absolutely, we do.
For the first matchup last week, we are going to do the quick recap, the fastest recap of the Battlebots show last week on Twitch.tv. A very small group of people do this, but Kristen and Macho do it the best. Kristen, why don't you start us off? Yeah!
All right, so Hypershock, my man, came out with all the momentum in the world, but Sawblaze came out and smothered that really fast. Hypershock just could not get his spinner going, and Sawblaze, I can't speak, came away with his teeth literally inside Hypershock. Like, they had to be carted off of the box together as one. So yeah, interesting start to the night, and Sawblaze came out with the commanding win.
Listen here, Macho understands the rules, but you cannot tell Macho with a straight face that Fusion, engulfed in flames, somehow took less damage and controlled the match more than Emulsifier, who is from the most beautiful city on the planet, Columbus, Ohio. All the Battlebots boomers on Twitter say that this is the right decision. Macho will take you all on. Macho's gonna reach through the video scope and challenge you to an arm wrestling competition, yeah! And you're going to lose. You're gonna lose, and you know what Macho's gonna do? He's gonna make you say, Macho was right, and I was wrong, because this was the incorrect ruling. What are they thinking? Fusion did not solve any of the flame issues, as it was engulfed in flames. At this point, Kristen, they may as well embrace them being on fire and use it to their offensive advantage.
All right, I'm sorry for this one, Amber, but it's true. The bigger they are, the harder they fall. And whew, Mammoth fell really hard last week. In fact, its own weapon literally couldn't even hold itself up and crumbled, or split in half, basically. Valkyrie picked apart Mammoth. It was rough, and oh my god, it was like watching saber-toothed tigers taking down a woolly mammoth. So Mammoth needs to figure that out, otherwise they kind of just look like a wet noodle flopping around.
Now, Kristen, we all know Macho's predicted every single Battlebots fight correctly in the past, present, and future. And boy, howdy, did he predict this one correctly, because it is Mad Catter's year, baby. Martin Mason didn't come to play this year. He laid the absolute smack it down on Whiplash. Just as we suspected, we are Mad Catter stands over here. To our disbelief, Whiplash actually did not come out with its jabroni shovel. But it did not matter against the sheer brute macho powerfulness of Martin Mason and Mad Catter. Yeah, oh, they are here to play, and they are here to stay, and I cannot wait to hear more Martin Mason promos. They should give him a promo every single time he is on there, even if he loses, yeah.
Well, we had some faith in the flipper. Banshee is leaving much to be desired here. The power looks a little lacking from both weapons. However, Switchback came out with the win. So, I don't know. That was just a weird match.
Yes, both significantly lack of power in these. Switchback with that Ed Beater drum spinner cut a lot of weight out of the weapon, but I think it cut a lot of the punch, the power out of it too. So
it was kind of just like a slap fight a little bit.
yeah. Hijinks has always been a powerful weapon. And man, it showed it last week in this match. Yeah, Hijinks laid a massive shot into that lifter arm of Big Dill. And just like that, the Big Dill was in fact a small broken dill. In fact, it looked more like a fried dill after it caught on fire. Yeah, Big Dill with some work to do, as they always do. It's going to be interesting to see how they look. But Hijinks look pretty good as it took Big Dill to school.
When you go against Endgame, it is always about winning the ground game. They are strong there. And unfortunately for our sweet boy Blip, he could not do it. It was a bit of a murder. It was sad to watch. Yeah, basically, once Blip lost the ground game, they were themselves being flipped around by Endgame. Blip has some work to do, but I still think they're going to be strong this season, just not in this match.
Let's bring on our guest.
Hey.
Now, go ahead. Tell everyone, what is your name?
Hey, hi, how it do? It's the best cabbage in the world, Shanadu.
It doesn't matter what your name is! Damn. Woo, Shanadu, I hope you're ready for a fight today.
I am ready to prove you wrong once again, good sir. Because Blip lost like I predicted. Just saying.
All right, well, let's just go right in. We got a stacked fight card today. Let's hope the episode's gonna be better than it was last week, yeah. So the first fight we got Death Roll, yes, Death Roll, and over by Macho, and Cobalt over by Kristen. Kristen, why don't you take it away?
Don't sleep on Death Roll here. They are a big contender, even though you guys probably haven't seen him. They've beaten Endgame and Minotaur before with knockouts, so that says a lot, I think. But with that being said, Cobalt is also pretty equally matched here, so I'm very excited to see how this fight plays out. They've been really, they've been feeding us this season with really good first matches, just really good matchups. Love this. But basically, whenever two weapons that are the same go head to head, you just have no idea what's gonna happen. So it's really a toss-up here. I had to think about it, and for some unknown reason, the powers have told me go with Death Roll tonight.
Ooh.
I'm picking Death Roll for the win.
Oh, I see.
Some voices, some Battlebot spirits talking to you, Kristen. Interesting.
Well, I can tell you right now that those spirits are the spirits of the cabbage kind, because I'm also going with Death Roll, because look at that big old gripper hand that's holding a knife, all right? It doesn't have one weapon, it has two. It's coming ready for a tussle. Yeah. Cobalt, everyone's seen Cobalt. We all know it, you know, it's been around. But Death Roll, you know, he has the element of surprise. You haven't seen him for a bit, you know, you're not too sure how to deal with him. You're used to someone's driving, but you're not used to this one's driving.
Death Roll and Cobalt are pretty similar bots, as they both have very extremely death-defying powerful vertical spinners. We have seen the power of Cobalt's spinner as it sent Ghost Raptor into the Shadow Realm in 5 different pieces. Death Roll has been out of the competition for a few years, and it may look a bit silly, but trust Macho on this one. Death Roll spinner is nothing to scoff at. Yeah, this fight will come down to who can survive the first hit. With Cobalt being able to get under Death Roll with Cobalt's forks, I think that will be a big advantage. And I think Cobalt will take the victory home today. But this fight will be bonkers. I'm going to say that Death Roll is crazy. Cobalt is crazy. They flip each other over with the weapons still going. Death Roll will bounce all around the arena. It's going to be crazy. This one's gonna be fun, for sure.
Definitely gonna be a time.
We got Ominous over by Macho. Is that a play on words for the Omni Wheels? Who knows? Ooh. New bot looks pretty sweet. And we got old reliable stinker Jabroni Claw Viper over by Kristen. Kristen, who do you think's gonna win this match and why?
Even though Ominous is a rookie to the Battlebots, they're not a rookie to competitive robot fighting. So this is definitely not their first rodeo. It's just their first one that we will be seeing. So excited to see it. Unfortunately for Claw Viper, they have experience, but they also don't have driving like a damage-giving weapon. So can't really go with them, you know? I have to go with my gut, and I always believe that lifters and like grapplers and people that try to just go on the defensive don't win as often, so I'm picking Ominous.
All Clawed Viper has is that little gripper, and grippers are for shitters because they can't do anything when they get slapped to the side and it just drives around. It's just a hunk of metal to get slapped around by Ominous at that point. Once that little grabber boy is turned off and ruined by the spinny boy that Ominous has, what can you do? You're just a little doo-doo boy.
It's like the one on your head.
No, wrong.
True.
Wrong.
Now, Ominous will be interesting as it has these extremely cool, unique omnidirectional wheels. It is going to have to be on point in this match because while Claw Vapor may not have the winds to back it up, it still is extremely fast. Now, usually that just means Claw Viper drives really fast into the other side of the battle box, but still, you got to avoid them. We have seen Omni wheels struggle with new teams and the lack of straight line speed of other wheels. But it does have their maneuverability advantage as it can move in any direction. Ominous needs to use that advantage and have its spinner face towards Claw Viper the whole time and lay on the punishment. But as we know, Claw Viper, he does not have a damaging weapon like a Jabroni. And we know what Jabronis do, Kristen. They lose. That's what Jabronis do. So, of course, Macho can't pick a Jabroni. So, we is going with Ominous. It's going to be interesting. I just hope and pray they don't drive straight into the other side of the wall like every omnidirectional wheel has done so far. We'll see. Hopefully they have practiced. I don't know how these people don't practice, but we'll see. We got Copperhead over by Macho and Bloodsport over by Kristen. Kristen, take it away. Who do you think's gonna win this one and why?
All right, this is gonna be a messy match. I am predicting sparks flying, pieces of bots flying, perhaps a little flame. We never know, because Bloodsport and Copperhead both have such powerful weapons. Like, going head to head, it's gonna be bonkers, and I'm very excited to see what happens. But I do think the bot here that has a little bit of an edge is going to be Copperhead. Because we've seen Copperhead take multiple hits. They just keep running. That spinner is so crazy. It does not stop. And Bloodsport has a bit of an Achilles heel with their shape. Because if they get even a chunk taken off of their full body spinner, they're going to come unbalanced and chaotic and then end up killing themselves, most likely. I witnessed a little bit of like a murder-suicide. We don't know. But, for that reason, I am picking Copperhead to win here. And if anyone here is new, hasn't seen Battlebots before, make sure you watch this fight because Copperhead, just watching Copperhead is so cool. Their spinner is so loud. It's up to full speed. It's like it's just scary. So
far, and of all the ones we looked at, this one's probably going to be the most action-packed one we have. I could see it getting very wild, very explosive, very quickly. And I could see it being a really quick match, hands down. But I've learned my lesson from always going for my King Captain Shredderator that spinny boys tend to not be the bestest in the world. That's why I'm going to have to say, unfortunately, Copperhead might take this one.
Might?
As much
this
as
isn't
I want
a game of in between,
Shanadu. Confident in your pick?
It's a yes or no.
I believe Copperhead's gonna take it, but I could see it going either way in like a quick 1 minute match, if not less.
With the new battle box, right? A new meta has formed. Sadly, the bots that have got left behind are the horizontal and full body spinners because there is less operating room for them. They want to stay away from the walls. The new battle box has more walls, therefore making them weaker. Full body spinners like Bloodsport have shown limited success. Not zero success, but limited success. On the other side of the meta is the vertical spinners. If you want to win, there's a meme, if you want to win in Battlebots, you got to build a vertical spinner. And that's what Copperhead is. And not only is it a vertical spinner, it's a wide boy drum spinner. What Copperhead is going to do, he wants to square up with Bloodsport and hit that weapon straight on. It wants to take that damage right into the weapon, and if it can stay straight on, I don't think Bloodsport's gonna be able to do much. As once Bloodsport gets off its game, it turns into a wedge bot, and it is not going to be effective. Copperhead is going to use that wide boy drum spinner and hit Bloodsport head on to damage the weapon. Macho knows that Copperhead will take advantage of that and take the victory away today. Yeah, Bloodsport will be struggling this season. Macho, unfortunately, can see into the future, and he sees that. We're going on to the next fight. We got Lockjaw, who looks slightly different over by Macho, and thank God looks a little bit different, Malice over by Kristen, with wedgelets on the edges of the robot. Macho doesn't know how the fuck that's gonna work. Kristen, why don't you take it away? Who's gonna win this one?
They're both looking a little different this year. Lockjaw's forks looking a lot better. Malice coming out with forks looking a little weird. Kind of looks like chopsticks, but okay. This is like, I'm gonna eat some sushi. But Lockjaw and Malice, they both have reliability issues these past few years. So like, seriously, who freaking knows what's gonna happen? The difference between the two is that Donald Hudson is the driver of Lockjaw, and he is a vet. He could drive like an absolute G, even if his weapon's not working. So I think he'll be able to drive some circles around Malice, maybe flip them onto their pointy ass again. If they even have that this year, who knows? But I am definitely going to take Lockjaw for the win.
I've been seeing like a lot of them having like those like small little wedges to like try to get underneath them to lift them up. But like we saw it with Blip last week, where they all just kind of got like slapped a little bit and just became bent to the point where it couldn't scoop up
so
anything.
the idea for like the wedgelets, like the skirt with like the sections, is
the
that
piano
what they
style.
the piano keys, that's what they call them. Is that what if one of them breaks? The idea is one could just like fly off and it'll be fine. Right, you have other ones,
Yeah, but we haven't been seeing much flying off. They can just stay on a little bit.
I mean, that's the risk you take running a wedge, right? If it gets all fucked and it can't get under it, then the wedge is more of a hindrance than an advantage, right? So it's a
one gripe I've been having is like a lot of like these horizontal spinner kind of things, like Malice has. Like they want to be able to like reach the bot, but like those wedges get like bent like up just ever so slightly. It just pushes the bot away from them, kind of defeating the purpose of their weapon.
Yeah, I mean that's the risk you run running wedgelets, right? You got to protect them somehow, and yeah,
you gotta protect them somehow, but at the same time they have to also help you get stuff done. And if everyone's running wedgelets, you just need something to counter those instead, because obviously everyone wants them, but they're also kind of detrimental to some bots' design. That's why I kind of see Lockjaw kind of taking this one. Oh, obviously, because it's green.
Kinda. There he goes again, Kristen. What do you mean, kinda taking this one? It's either yes or no, Shanadu.
Bro, look at them. They're very similar, all right? Lockjaw, though, has more wheels, which means if one gets donked away, it still has some drivability. One gets taken off of Malice, bye-bye. It's not driving too well anymore.
That's a good point as well.
It is a fair point.
Did Shanadu just make a good point, Kristen? This will be an interesting match, as Malice has struggled with reliability in the past seasons. After it somehow won the most destructive bot a couple years ago, it has been a careening downhill slide for them. Lockjaw, on the other hand, while not piling up W's, has always been a solid and reliable bot. It's always there. You will always have to be on your A game to beat Donald Hudson and Lockjaw. That's just how it is. Things that separates Lockjaw from the rest of the field is that it is able to adjust its game plan better than any other bot. Donald Hudson will be able to change his game plan on the fly. Something isn't working, is going to change it. Going too aggressive, let's go a little bit passive. Going a little bit too passive, he's attacking me, let's go aggressive. He is an expert at changing his strategy. Now, of course, Macho can see into the future, right? He has the very specific superpower, being able to predict Battlebots fights correctly. Now, Macho sees that Lockjaw will be able to pick up the victory here and pick apart those weaknesses like little pinpricks. And eventually, there's gonna be thousands of pinpricks in that bot, and it's going to fall into pieces and probably break its weapon without a pinprick. Who knows? Lockjaw with the victory. Today, Donald Hudson with a big W. Macho wants to see more of Donald Hudson. Let's go, Donald. All right, we got Lucky over here in the new bot with the brainchild behind Deep Six. God help us. Triton over here with its absurd 70-pound giant Monster Hunter sword horizontal spinner. Kristen, who do you think's going to take this one and why?
Okay, this was another one I really just had to like think on because I feel like this match, it could either end quickly or it could just be an absolute shit show. Either way, it will entertain us. Yeah, we do love a shit show here. But Triton, as you said, Macho, it's made by the same team as Deep Six, and y'all know how well Deep Six worked. So yeah, I don't know how I feel about this. But if Triton's weapon works, I see them getting the win because Lucky's weapon is just not the best. They're like a punchy flipper kind of thing, but I've seen it break pretty much every time.
Just say it, Kristen. It's mid. It's mid.
Yeah, it's mid for sure. If this match comes down to a driving match, like the weapons aren't working, whatever, then I think Lucky would get the win because Lucky does have a better driver. Oh, I don't know how Triton's driver is, but I can't imagine it's good because they couldn't drive Deep Six to save their damn lives. So
I don't think anyone could.
Driver.
Yeah, it really. Well, I mean, yeah, I don't think I could drive Deep Six if I needed to, but so it really just depends on what this match comes down to, and whether or not weapons work. You would hope that they've tested their giant 70-pound whacker, a couple times, and that it works. So I feel like if they just get like 1 or 2 hits in on Lucky, they'll win. So I'm picking Triton hesitantly, but I'm picking them.
This one's gonna be kind of nutty because that small little like delicate looking frame for Triton looks like it could be a hazard to itself. I could see it spinning too hard and kind of like mammothing and just falling apart, losing its weapon. Everyone laughs at it. We point, ha ha ha, look at this guy over here. Big shame, big shame. But, it could do a lot of damage to poor little Lucky over there. He's just a simple little guy. And if that big hunkin' bad boy blade thwacks it, he's just a little lifty boy. But I can't see it working out too well for Triton. So I'm gonna go with Lucky, big Lucky boy. Gonna watch the other guy fall apart really soon. It's gonna be good.
This match is going to be interesting, as Lucky was one of the surprises in the field last year with its phenomenal driver. Triton, on the other hand, is the brainchild of Deep Six, and they basically thought, what if we take the awful Deep Six, but turn it on its side? Whoa. One thing that worries Macho is if you enhance this image. It looks like it's built out of Connect pieces. Yeah, there's no way that bot can take that energy from that spinner and not turn it into a metal pretzel. Yeah, it looks like Macho could go up to it and twist it into a little Twizzler. Flippers usually struggle with high power weapons as they have to wait to the perfect time to engage that flipper. But it's going to be interesting to see how Triton holds together. May only take 1 hit to KO Lucky. It may only take 1 hit to KO Triton. Who knows? Macho has to go with Lucky. I'm not sure how it's going to work. I can't put faith in Triton. I just can't. I just can't. It looks bonkers. If it holds together, good for them.
I can't help but notice, Macho, but you're stealing a lot of my picks this run.
Kristen, did you hear someone say something?
I feel like you're copying the correct cabbage.
All I heard was jabroni, jabroni, jabroni.
Just hear right.
Jabroni, jabroni.
That's you guys, all right?
All right, next fight, we got Scorpios over by Macho and the newly redesigned Jackpot, the hometown Vegas boys. Kristen, who do you think's going to win this one and why?
This is going to be a tough matchup for Scorpios, just because they're not great against vertical weapons very much. It's just not, it's not their design. I can't see them really getting a good hit on Jackpot without also hurting themselves. So they do run that risk if they try to go really aggressive here, that they could just fuck up their own weapon. Scorpios does have a strong drive game though. But I just don't think it will be enough tonight. So my prediction, the jackpot is going to smack Scorpios around the box and get the win.
If you know me, I have an iconic catchphrase. Well, I have many iconic catchphrases. But one of the best ones that I have revolves around gambling, and that's gambling.
No.
I'm in. I gotta go for my boy Jackpot, because that's all we get when we gamble, baby.
All in, baby.
Go big or go home. Jackpot, baby.
As Kristen brought up expertly, I might add, Scorpios is a bot designed from the ground up to take down horizontal spinners. But as I pointed out earlier, with the new Battlebots, that we don't see very many horizontal spinners anymore, as they are not as effective. This leaves bots like Scorpios and Sawblaze, who are designed to take down horizontal spinners in a weird spot. Sawblaze, on one hand, has proven that it can take down any bot it can. Sawblaze is a proven design with the powerful hammer saw that can take down any bot, just like we saw in Hypershock. Scorpius, on the other hand, does not have as much knockout power behind that hammer saw. They call it their stinger for some reason. Jackpot, on the other hand, is a very high power spinner, and Scorpius will be trying to slow down that spinner as much as it can. Macho does not see that being enough, as Jackpot is a very slim boy. He's a slim boy, and Macho doesn't think that Scorpius will be able to reach all the way down and hit the juicy bits. We are down to the main event. We have, Kristen, I think Macho may have done a little goof. Macho,
no, that's correct. That's the image.
It's weird. Every picture of every picture of Hydra just looks like a trash can to me. It's so weird. So we got Hydra over here and the awesome gold rotator over by Kristen. Kristen, who do you think's gonna win this fight and why?
The only correct answer to the question, who will win the main event tonight, is Rotator. My only prediction here, I'll keep it concise, is that Rotator, they're going to come out, give Hydra some golden black eyes on all of those stupid little eyes.
All right, unfortunately, we have to listen to Shanadu say why.
Why don't you go first here, Macho? I feel like you should go first here. You know, we gotta get the obvious.
Me to go first. All right.
I feel we should get the obvious salty boy answers out of the way first.
Alright, that's how you want to play it, okay?
We get to the right boys.
Hydra, congratulations! You have successfully fallen up into being a contender in the Battlebots field. Just like Cliff Kingsbury fell into NFL coaching job for the Arizona Cardinals, yeah! But let me point something out. Cliff Kingsbury just got fired from his NFL coaching job. Let Macho reach his hand through the video scope and give you a shake on your sweaty, slimy, jabroni ass hand and congratulate you. Ooh, do your thing, do your ring, but understand that Macho has things in proper perspective, yeah. Proper perspective, yeah! Macho can see straight through you and your dark side Phil looking ass facial hair. Straight through your snapback hat that makes you look like a Limp Bizkit wannabe cosplayer, yeah! And you know what? Macho is gonna repeat himself. Macho isn't gonna repeat himself, yeah! Macho sees someone who wants to be with the big dogs. Sit at the popular table. Get promoted off the JV team when you're a senior in high school. But you know what? That's never gonna happen, Jake. That's never gonna happen because you step on everyone's toes, yeah. And nobody likes a jabroni who steps on everyone's toes, yeah. Shanadu, listen here, you little green CO2 breathing, mouth breathing vegetable. Macho does not speak in promises. He speaks in guarantees. And Rotator's gonna come in and slice that little lip noodle of a flipper arm into pieces, just like you would slice up cabbage and throw straight into the trash, because nobody eats cabbage, yeah. Nobody eats cabbage, yeah. You better remember this day when Hydra lost, or you may want to block it from your mind and forget about it, just like you forgot to put Macho on your stream schedule for this week, yeah. Do you think Macho let that slip by? You think Macho let that slip by, Shanadu, yeah?
So for this, I need to get a little bit smaller, right? Because I made something special for today, right? I made a whole presentation on why Hydra would win. A whole PowerPoint presentation for you all today. And this is why Hydra wins these. First off, its name. Its name is Hydra. What do you know about Hydras? They got 8 heads and they're badass motherfuckers, alright? Have you seen any other Greek mythological monster take down a demigod? I don't think so. You have not seen that because no other mythical creature can do it quite like a Hydra can. And what does he take his name after? The Hydra, because he is a badass motherfucker. Macho sucks, alright? On average, Macho isn't right and is actually incorrect, one may even say wrong. There is a reason why he can never hold the Battlebots belt, because he's too scared to enter his own competition, alright? Rotator sucks. The shitter doo-doo poople ass win rate has, look at that, you see that? 58% win rate, alright? That's ass. Hydra, 74. Ooh, what does that mean? It means Hydra is statistically better than Rotator, which is why one of the many reasons why Hydra is taking this W today. He is unfairly called a villain. Hydra is so good at its job, it drives so beautifully and plays so strategically. Everyone's like, oh, he's a baby. Oh, he's a coward. He can't face the other bots. I don't know. Oh, he's such a loser. Oh, I'm so mad that Hydra's so good. He's such a bad person. Oh, yeah, it's you. It's all of you, because Hydra knows how to play the game and he plays his way right. He plays it right. He's not gonna run in with his little flippy boy and get it slapped to the side and broken right away. No, he's gonna look for that little angle so he can get in, flip the losers out of the way, and proceed for the easy W. My boy, my credentials, you might be wondering, what makes me qualified to be saying all this stuff? I have 100% main event prediction. Wait, who else here has that? Didn't think so. Me still having all of my channel points tells me that I am usually right by 100%. As well as the fact that I've watched multiple episodes. Not 1, not 2, more than 3 episodes of Battlebots, right? And guess what I've seen with my own little peepers? See these peepers right here? You know what they've seen multiple time after time? Macho be wrong, because I am a giga-brained Chadman boy cabbage man. And final point, right? See that right down? What does that say? Shan greater than Macho. Because like all my Battlebot predictions, I am better at predicting Battlebots. Moral of the story, GG easy, fat dubs. Thank you for your time.
Thank you all for coming. I will see you guys next week. Thankfully, Shanadu will not be on the show next week, so you guys have that to look forward to. Until then, stay safe and stay buff, and thank you for coming to the Battlebots pregame show.
You're welcome.
Bye.
Shut up.